On today's video, we have a woman that explains why every single man cheats on her. My name is Griffin, this is my mind. Stay on the path of progress, and let's get into it.
I hate when people make their sport their whole personality. You know what I mean? Like, it's all they'll talk about, all they'll post about, and somehow bring it into every conversation. Like,
hey, I'm looking for a wedding date. May 31st. It's in Kansas City, Missouri. It's on a Friday, and it's my cousin's wedding. So family involved for sure. If you want to go, I'm gonna put a link in my bio, and you can just go fill out basically a form. It's just like the way for me to vet people. And if you're a girl and you're like, oh my gosh, I know the perfect guy for this, like, please submit them, please. I've been single for like 2 years. I haven't really talked to anybody in a long time, so I just thought this would be fun and like casual. So let me know.
Ooh, yeah, did you say that date? Oh, yeah, I'm busy that day. I have an air breathing class, so I'll see ya. Bye. Who does that? You put out a public notice about how undateable you are.
If I look at a girl Instagram, I look at two things. Can I show my mom this girl's Instagram without scrolling, without having to hide stuff? Can I show her that Instagram? And then two, would I want my daughter to be like this girl? And if it's a no to either one of those, I'm cool.
You have to be able to see past a woman's looks. Now, of course you get a woman that you are attracted to, but you have to have the capacity to be able to see her actual character, her morals, her integrity. So many guys today just see a pretty face and wife her up, but she has all of these terrible morals and value systems. So inevitably, the relationship is going to crash and burn because it was built on a superficial basis. There was no real core that was holding you together.
Most American women live on fast food. Checkers, KFC, Popeye chicken, and McDonald's. I do not want to go through having to buy food every day outside. This is one of the reasons why I would prefer to get married to an African woman, because African women, they have been trained to make food in the house.
I know this sounds harsh, but I know women that will jump in and out of marriage, been married 3 or 4 times, and at least he said Popeye's chicken. I've seen some of y'all plates pouring corn out the can. He should have said, a lot of you American men go to work 12 hours a day and come home and eat a tomato sandwich.
50% of American marriages end in divorce. 80% of them are initiated by women. By default, half of American women are used to divorce. They're used to it because that is what they grew up with. And even if it wasn't them, they probably know multiple people that did grow up in a divorced household. And if you haven't done the internal work on yourself, you're more than likely going to repeat whatever your childhood was. So if she didn't grow up in a home with a father, a lot of the times that's how she's going to end up in the future, because that is what she is comfortable with. That is what she knows. Her comfort zone is not having a real masculine man around, or just a man around, period. That's the harsh reality.
One of the best things I learned in life is that it's better to let somebody walk away from you than walk all over you. On top of that, I learned that if you want to have some real peace in your life, you got to stop with people that you love and start with people that love you. Don't let that go over your head.
And where are you from? I'm from England. And why did you first come to Korea? So I was here as an English teacher initially, and then I ended up meeting my husband.
How is it like being married to a Korean as a foreigner?
But it definitely had its kind of ups and downs, like a lot of cultural differences, and the way like we would do things often resulted in like a lot of arguments.
And what cultural differences were there?
It was mostly just about like the way we would speak to each other. I love to like banter and kind of roast people, and he sometimes found it disrespectful. So we were together for 4 years, married for 3 years, and like we just recently started the process of getting a divorce.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
So basically, he's a masculine dude and she is a modern woman. She likes that witty banter, playing around with him a little bit, punching him on the shoulder, that kind of stuff. But bro, you have to understand that women look for a superior. They don't look for someone on their level. So they shouldn't treat you like a buddy, a pal, a friend. They should treat you the same way they would talk to their boss or their father, someone that they look up to and admire. Now, of course, that's not to say that you can't have fun with your girl or vice versa, but it's a different type of relationship. It is not a friendship. It is a relationship where you are her man and she is your woman. And you have that healthy, separate divide in your two roles.
Sorry. I took 5 guys in one night. At the same time, not at the same time, this is the crazy part. They didn't know that I was taking turns on each of them because I would just be the one that was awake, and then I'd wait for him to fall asleep, and then I'd move on to one of his friends, and I did this with the whole group.
Oh my god.
In one night, yeah.
That is crazy.
You guys might wonder why I even show clips like this, because in no way am I trying to portray every woman as this woman. That is not my intention whatsoever. I show clips like this because this is the exact opposite of what the mainstream media is pushing. The mainstream media pushes, oh, every single woman in the world is sugar and spice and everything nice. They've never done anything wrong in their entire lives. But in reality, women are human. They're just people, okay? Women can do good things and women can do bad things. And I show stuff like this to try and balance that out a little bit more, to undo the MSM brainwashing that a lot of you guys have gone through. There are some women out there that do some downright dastardly deeds, and you need to be aware of that so you know how to avoid them.
He just said it's weird the things that you become attracted to when you're older. Now he looks for childbearing hips. Said to me, there's something you should know about me. I prioritize my work above everything else. That is what's most important. He's told me a few times that everything in his life is up in the air because he's really busy and he's got work, he's got a PhD, he wants to build his house in Surrey. He's told me about his friend that lives in Japan and that she made an advance to move into a relationship and she wants to come to the UK and get an apartment together. It was all very confusing. I was just like, okay, this is a lot of information.
For all of this modern day talk that you hear women say about needing that 6 foot, 6-pack, 6-figure dude, the dominant masculine type that knows what he wants, a lot of them really have no idea what it's like to actually be with a guy like that. That man has set strict boundaries on himself, and then she expects him not to have any standards or boundaries on her at all, that she can just come in there and do whatever she wants. She is the table. Like, really, these guys are in the top percent of men, and you think they're just gonna let any woman in there?
Europe, it's perfectly normal to go out on a cheap coffee date or drink date in order to get to know the person and see if you actually have chemistry. But in the US, you see this heavy emphasis on elaborate dates.
So I think coffee dates are the worst kind of date you can go on, and here's why.
Why I don't believe in coffee dates, why they are a waste of time. Do not go on a coffee date.
Blame rom-coms, romantic comedies, because in these movies it always depicts a man who comes in and does this just extravagant first date, and then, you know, the woman inevitably falls in love with this man. But when you take that and you apply it to real life, you're gonna get treated like a sucker, because if you don't actually lead with learning how to build a connection, by the way, that doesn't require footing an expensive bill, then you're gonna be treated like you don't know how to build a connection, which is going home alone.
So that's the norm over in Europe, I guess. I swear, it's like you have to fly across the world just to have a coffee date.
To me, I will never understand men that are like 30 and they're like, I'm still figuring out what I want. Still figuring it out. Get a journal, figure it out right now. Go get a therapist, figure it out right now. I'm like, how are you 30 and you don't know what you want?
Trend of women dating down, which means, you know, a man who...
So it looks like women are getting victimized again. Women are having to date down because there are no good men left. Let's talk about why. So usually, men make more than women, which is not fair. Let's not talk about why. We'll just assume it's oppression. So to combat this oppression, we need the government to make laws so that women can make an equal amount of money, which is fair. And once women are making an equal amount of money, now men who make less than them are f***ing losers. Women are getting educated and they have standards, so they're not gonna date down. She needs a man who makes more money than her, which is not fair. Government help! So basically, women need to be making the same amount of money as men, or even more, because it's 2023. That's the year that it is. So all women should be equal to or better than men, and all women should be able to find a man who makes more money than she does. Where have all the good men gone? I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. I got educated, and that's something that men care about a whole lot. So now me and all the other educated women are looking for men, and they're all busy. What's going on here? I want a man who makes 6 figures, because that's more than me, and that's not fair. So I should be making 6 figures.
Shout out to HOE Math, that's his clip. To sum this up as simply as I can put it, womanism propped women up to be equal to men. But here's the thing, because of women's hypergamous nature, they do not want what is equal to them. They want what is better than them. So when that happened and women became equal to men, now they are only seeing the men that are vastly superior to them. So now the average guys are getting 0 attention. No looks, no messages, nothing. And then on top of that, social media just dropped a nuke on the whole thing.
If you're ever having a hard day, just remember, I've been cheated on. I've been cheated on. I don't have the beauty filter on, and these are my real eyes. And I've been cheated on. If you've been cheated on and you feel insecure, it's never about you. Because I've been cheated on. Surely it can't be about me. You might be thinking, well, maybe her personality sucks. No, unfortunately not. I'm hilarious and incredibly smart. And I got cheated on. And if you didn't get cheated on and you're not feeling insecure and you're just having a bad day, just remember, somebody had me. They were in a relationship with me. Wrapped around his finger, I would have married this guy. Fumbled. Lost me for good, forever. So you could be having the worst day of your whole life, but you're not that guy. So it's not that bad.
You really can't deny that she's attractive, but it's way more about her attitude. The superficialness of just being pretty, so you think you'll never be cheated on. Interesting clip though, leave a comment below, what do you think?
Call me toxic, but I think the most attractive thing a man can do is be scared of you.
Yep, you're toxic.